Tom jumps into the pits, so they will not finish out their lap. They will not improve, so they will be ninth place at best in this session. Yeah, absolutely, Gareth. They are at risk. Now across the line goes Dave Gaming, and Dave Gaming, who has Mr. Chris in the chat supporting them, goes up to P2 briefly before GB68 jumps up to P2. Now then, Kenko in the Williams is going to carry on a little while. Patterson / Meraki goes into the pits, so back to Kenko and the other Williams, and they come round the 130R corner. They're going to get themselves down towards turn number 1, but first we're going to watch as El Rey comes across the line. It's third place for the Spaniard. Very good lap time from them. And now then, as we switch back to Kenko's in 16th position at this particular moment in time. No, we're going to have a look at Noguera, who goes 15th. And now they're going to look at Dirk Chocolate. Dirk now is 17th. Where are they going to go? 12th place for Dirk Chocolate. That means Kenko is out of the session. Noguera is out of the session as well. They have finished up. Emphatic is under risk right now. They need to be able to finish out this lap well. They are improving very handily, but they've gone very deep in the first part of the Casio Triangle there. They're now going to drive out of that final turn up towards the line. The Scarlet car, where his hero is going next year. What's going to happen? It's going to be P6, then P7 for Emphatic as Michi Hoyer betters their time at the top of the table, takes the provisional P1. Ben Daly in the other Scarlet car goes across the line and gets third place. And so that then means that those still out there running will not go out in this session. It is Dirk Chocolate surviving with Chesnoy, Noguera, Kenko, and then Peya and Patterson / Meraki going out in this first session. Down and towards that Casio Triangle chicane to finish out the lap then. He comes through that. It's all looked tight. It's all looked tidy. Round the final corner, and Rasin Chai is going to go fastest with a 127.4. Let's see how that shapes up to all those chasing behind.
Yep, GB68 is the next man who's going to go on the line, go over the line. He had a bit of traffic in sector 1, but GB68 is going to come to around the final course. I think Dirk Chocolate has left to go out of the pits, but I think he may have left it a little bit too late. We'll keep an eye out whether he's beaten to the buzzer as he comes around the last curve. GB68, that is, crosses over the line and goes into second position. That's 5 tenths away from Razin Shai. Is that going to be safe? We've only had 2 times set on those dry tyres, both within the 127, so you have to think GB68 has done a decent enough time. Safso, a little bit of a twitch through the S section here as he curves his way through the first section, and of course it's only 12 seconds left on the clock here, so it's going to be the final laps of all of our drivers. Alex Gillen, a man who knows how to drive quickly within the Creator Series, is out there too, and he is going to go around turn 12 and towards the spoon curve next. And Dirk Chocolate, I think, has been beaten, so he didn't get out of the pits in time. A real rookie error from him, and he will be absolutely cursing himself as Alex Gillen now heads down the hill and then up the hill as he crosses over the first sector and towards the final sector he'll head over. Alex Gillen not setting absolute best times here, but they are improvements on his own time. You expect that, of course, because his previous time wasn't set, of course, so he hasn't set a time on inters. He decided to save the intermediates and he crosses over the line. He goes into second, so only 0.02 of a second away from Razin Shai, and that was all in the final sector for him. Safso now towards the final corner. Where will Safso put himself up? The season 1 champion jumps up into first position, so that is a very good time from him.
That is a very good time from Safso. That's what we like to see, where one Aston goes to the top. What does the other one do? Well, GB68 follows home his teammate and stays in P4 for the time being. El Rey Guri, though, takes that P4 just a few moments later in the Alfa Romeo. Michi Hoyer comes across the line to go P7. So there is definitely an improvement to be had here. Dave Gaming has jumped up from P11 and into P8 now. 9. Skyzy jumps to the top with the fastest time. Then we get across the line the Alpine of who was that in the back? That was Tom going up to P7. That means that right now it's looking like Benjamin Daly is out, and so too is Emphatic. I think he only jumped up 1 place. Yes, 12th place for Emphatic. Both Ferraris in a shock Q2 elimination.
Alex Gillen goes over the line into first position at 1:27.521. We have seen quicker today, and the Mercedes are giving each other a tow.
Absolutely they are. We've got a driver who then we've got a bit of confidence here from Rasin Chai. They feel as though they can get a top 3 here today. They've, of course, just provided that tow, as you say, to their teammate as well. So hopefully for their sake, for their team's sake, it's going to be a good Mercedes group performance here. Tom 97 has beaten Alex Gillen's time so far. We've then got Michi Hoyer setting that time with the extra tow from their teammate. They're still a good 4-5 tenths off of Alex Gillen. Never mind the over a second that they are away from Tom 97. So Tom 97 has done a bang-up job on their lap there. We now watch as Rasin Chai starts to make their way around. So driver that is hoping for a top 3. Let's see if this is a top 3 lap that is going to come from them in this particular qualifying session. They go across the second sector split now. It looks like a purple second. No, it looks like a personal best second sector there for Rasin Chai. So not going to be setting the world on fire here, but could still well be a very good time indeed. So as they come through the final corner then, up towards the line, cutting it as much as they possibly can. Maybe even cut it a little bit too much because it's only P4 for Rasin Chai, not that top 3 that they were hoping for.
A man who's won 11 times in the Creator Series, and he has improved on his personal best, but it isn't fastest of all. In fact, the 2 fastest of all through the first sector on exactly the same time. But Tom 97 gone over the line, and he's gone into a 1:26.372, so that's a good time from him. And we have M Sky Z, he's going out on a lap, he's coming towards the final corner at the moment, and GB68 on the team radio. Not an ideal lap time for me, of course it isn't. It's down in 5th position and could be dislodged further and will be dislodged further. M Sky Z doesn't improve his time. He's gone up to 2nd position here. Alex Gillen now towards the second sector split has improved on his time by 7 tenths of a second. That'd be enough to put him into 3rd or 4th position as things stand. We have Rasin Chai, Elmay Giri and Alex Gillen all out there on laps at the moment. Alex Gillen next over the line. He is going to improve where he's going to put himself up to 3rd position. Then it will be the likes of Rasin Chai and Safso. Safso goes over the line. He's gone into 6th position. Rasin Chai is in 4th, but it's Elmay with no front wing. So he's had a big moment out there through that lap. So he won't be improving on this time. It's Rasin Chai who will be the final man who could displace the top 3 unless Tom or Michi Hoyer come up with some magic. But they're all going quite slowly there, and I think there's been a bit of a tangle. So that is it. Tom 97 is going to take pole position in the Mystery Grand Prix, and Tom isn't going to get a lap in because something has happened with those Mercedes boys on the back straight. Maybe they were trying to work for a slipstream down towards 130R, and it just didn't work out. But that is a sad day for them. Rasin Chai, who looked so good through those first 2 qualifying sessions, did not improve and is down in 4th position. He'll be on the 2nd row of the grid for the race coming up in just a few moments' time. But it's Tom 97 who is on pole. The man in 5th in the championship is followed by the man in 1st in the championship. It's M Sky Z, and he'll take front row any day of the week.
Look at this from Tom 97. He is pointing not even towards Terminal 1, he's pointing towards the wall. There we go then. Well, Creator Series race, Mystery GP is about to start. Here in Suzuka we have 5 red lights. Lights out after a long hold, and it's go, go, go here in the Creator Series. Down towards turn number 1 they go. The gamble has not paid off for Tom 97. Up the inside goes M Sky Z, and before they get to turn 1 he's got the lead, but then it's taken away. Late on the brakes is Tom 97, but it doesn't end up working out for them. They're in the middle of a sandwich. It's them, it's Alex Gillen, and then it is M Sky Z. M Sky Z is going to give him the space though. Rally outside the long way round in the first part of the S's, but now then as they come through the second part, it's going to be once again side by side, nip and tuck between the pair of them. Tom 97 might just have this. He's going to hang it all the way around the outside, potentially up and towards Dunlop. He's done it! He's gotten himself back into the lead ahead of M Sky Z. Elmay Guri's made his way up to 3rd place ahead of Alex Gillen, who is down to 4th place. Then it's a Mercedes 5-6 at this point in time, but in the background you see there Elmay Guri making the big old move up the inside there, just battering M Sky Z off of the circuit. I think that was not exactly leaving space all the time. You've got to leave the space, as Fernando Alonso once told us, of course, and that not necessarily being embraced by their countrymen. But as it is then, we've got M Sky Z making their way back up from where they fell off of the circuit, back up to 6th place now, and so they have got a little bit of work to do. And it's Mercedes 4-5, then Safso, Tackleman, GB, Tom, Dave Gaming, Infratic, Chesnoy Gaming, Tiamat Mardo, Pay, Dirk Chocolate, Patterson, Noguera, Kenko, and that guy, Vince. But we've got MSkyZ then on the defensive, really not looking like they're in the absolute best state right now in terms of their fight, in terms of their prowess. And on the start finish straight, I tell you what, someone else is losing out is Elray Guri, because Rasin Chai comes up the inside now, having not gotten the qualifying position they wanted necessarily. They're starting to bring it together in the race. So that is a position gain for them. They're going to chase on after Tom 97.
But GB68 still harassing and harrying Alex Gillen all the way down the straight towards 130R, and you have to think Alex Gillen is maybe running a dry setup on there, because GB68 is not a car you see overtake them often, but he's into the wall, and that's a big incident, and that is GB68 tumbling down the order as his championship goes from bad to worse. There's no front wing, and a safety car is being called. It's always dangerous to go for a move into 130R. There must have been contact between the two, and that is a big moment in this championship.
So out of the final turn then, we watch as Tom 97 boots it, and away we go. He's booted it, but the back end doesn't want to go with him. He wants to move about like a bit of a fish, to be honest with you, as it snakes this way and that. And now down the start-finish straight, we've got Rasin Chai chasing in hot pursuit after Tom 97. But despite those problems, Tom 97 has survived this time and goes into turn number 1 with no problems at all. Dave Gaming has been able to get a move done on MSkyZ. And so SkyZ then in that McLaren is, sadly for them, falling down the order here after that first initial contact on the first lap that then sent them off of the circuit. And so away we go then for another bit of racing. Yeah, certainly. And so as we go around that final turn then once more onto the start-finish straight, we've got Dave Gaming in our sights at the moment, but further back we can see then that Safso is right there in P9. He's now up to P8 because he gets the move done on Meraki. That new set of tyres is doing an absolutely fantastic job so far for Safso. That's 2 position gained off the restart. And they'll be able to... Oh, and in the background there, that is Infratic round. Infratic is round. He's hit the wall. It looks like that Ferrari front wing is in one piece, but he has lost an enormous amount of time and positions at this point. And this is all now looking like it's falling apart for Infratic, sadly for them. But at this point in time, then we've got Tom on our screens now chasing on after Meraki. They are trying their absolute best to try and get themselves alongside and then move on past the Williams driver, as they've seen Safso do. They know that it is within their car and within those tyres to be able to do it. But the question is going to be whether they can end up doing that in rapid time. Because if they're not able to, then of course the big problem for them is then up the inside they go. Never mind all that wax lyrical about whether they can or can't. Up the inside they go in the hairpin, and they get the job done. There's a little bit of wheel banging on the receiving end there of Meraki, but he does manage to get the move all sorted and done, and that is him then up into P9 for Tom. He's now got a little bit of ground to catch up to get onto the back of Safso, who in turn needs to get a bit of a shift on. If he's able to get within that sort of slipstreaming distance of MSkyZ, maybe around about a half a second or so, that will then protect them from Tom. If they stay a little bit further back, though, that could potentially lead to them losing out and getting into a fight with Tom, losing time to those cars in front, and then causing all the problems that they will end up having as a result of that. And on the run up towards number 3, but you can see there, that is exactly what Rasin needed, a good run through there. And Kenko is retired from the session. He's down in the pit lane. No, that's somewhere else out on circuit. That is VSC has now been called as a result of that. I don't know whereabouts that has happened, but Kenko has gone out as a result. Infratic has clearly driven past the incident. But yeah, it's wow, that's just no idea where on earth that has happened. We're getting estimates somewhere around the hairpin, sorry, Gareth,
it's turn 12.
It is
Right-handed turn 12, where we saw that big scary moment with Pierre Gasly and the recovery truck. It's interesting that that's only a virtual safety car. It is now a full safety car. There we are. If you ever want a safety car, just commentator's cursor and it brings one out. So that resets the grid once again. Emphatic will be happy because that bunches them up.
For a second, we've got the race leaders into the pits, so Rasin Chai has elected to pull the trigger. So too is Tom 97. Elray Guri stays out. Safso stays out, but of course they're on much younger tyres than Elray Guri. Elray now, I think, the only driver, I lie. The only driver apart from not Benjamin Daly, apart from Meraki, who now has changed their tyres, to still be on the tyres they started this race with. So we saw what a difference of 5 laps was between the tyres earlier on, where Safso was able to make mincemeat of Kenko and then of Meraki when he finally got up to the back of him and so on. Just what is the difference going to be, Gareth, when it comes to tyres that have a 9-lap difference between the drivers who are in 2nd to 6th, but then, of course, 14 laps difference between Elray and then those who are going to be chasing them. To get us round and racing again. He gets the foot down and he goes racing on. He has, of course, got the oldest rubber on the entire field. And so away he goes then for turn number 1 down that start-finish straight. And I tell you what, Safso could have had the opportunity of all opportunities here down the start-finish straight, but they have not seized it with both hands, but instead with maybe a pinky finger. In towards turn number 1 they go then, and it's not been the absolute greatest of restarts for them. They've now got to get their head down and hope that these not brand new, but newer intermediate tyres allow them to catch up to the back of those there. Now, in terms of the other drivers, we can then see that Tom 97, Rasin Chai, they're all drivers who have got that fresh rubber on, and so they should, in theory, have a car that is far more lively at this point, much more able to get that performance down onto the circuit and get driving along. So much so, in fact, that as they get up and alongside that guy Vince does, and Tom 97 briefly on the run up from Degner towards the, from Dunlop to Degner, I should say, and as they go along, look at this now, it's now Tom 97 fighting that guy Vince, and that guy Vince is on the outside. They're going to still be there, I'd imagine, but no, now that Tom has moved back across to the inside, you can imagine then that's been taken over. Also through there, Rasin Chai's gotten that move done as well on that guy Vince. It's that thing, that compound effect. When you get thrown offline once, it then opens the door for more and more drivers to be able to get themselves past you. But as it is now, we go racing on, and at the moment then is Tom 97, Rasin Chai just in behind them. They're all chasing on after Safso. Safso has fallen massively down the order here. What on earth has happened to them? There's also Safso now all the way off of the circuit as well. They're out onto the runoff area. What on earth has happened to the Aston Martin driver? They have gone from second place all the way down the field now. They've not lost the front wing or anything that we can see there from the off-board shot, so that is just an absolutely torrid time for Safso, a driver that I was really backing to maybe end up having a race win here today. GB has now got themselves up into third place though, so there is one Aston Martin still pushing on and trying to get the best they can, but alongside them now is Tom 97 with those much fresher tyres. They're going to try and now outdo them on the exit of the final corner, but it's not quite worked for them this time. But down the start-finish straight, will this work for them? I think it probably will do. You can see there into the pits go El Taco Man and a couple of other drivers too, electing to get some of that change in tyre done there. As they go down the start-finish straight, then GB has been able to maintain that first position ahead of Tom 97 for now. But then in turn number 2, it's all done. It's all wrapped up. 3-second time penalty for Safso for multiple warnings. It goes from bad to worse to really worse for that driver. And now then we watch as Rasin Chai has also made the move on GB68. It's now these two drivers, effective 1 and 2 in the race here, are now pushing on to try and get the absolute best that they possibly can in this result here today as they chase on after Peya, and then of course El Reguri at the front of the field. The gap between those two drivers just 0.3 of a second. The gap that Tom 97 has to now make up 1.5 seconds.
As we were going through Degner on this lap, it was 1.5 second the gap between Tom 97 and Peya, as Peya looks to go around the outside of El Reguri at 130R. We've already seen that this has been a problem area, but Tom 97...
Whoa, round the outside for Tom 97, look at that!
It's an excellent move to go around the outside there, and now he's going to look for a move at El Reguri if he can close it down, but Peya is still battling on. Rasin Chai is going to be opportunistically moving up the inside too, and Peya is going to lose 2 positions after trying to make that move on El Reguri, and now Tom 97 will be after El Reguri, and it's going to be super easy when it comes to it. Look how much they're closing down. The traction difference is unbelievable.
And so now as they come down towards the chicane, finally it looks like it might happen, but no, not this time. El Rey defends beautifully well, but now it looks like the up and under has been done. Tom 97 manages to get themselves round in the final second part of the chicane and retakes the lead in the Mystery Grand Prix here at Suzuka, Japan. And now it looks as though they're going to be joined in a moment or two's time by Rasin Chai, who might have an easier time of it, but no, it looks like El Rey may be using a bit of their battery there to be able to keep themselves ahead, because all of a sudden from a gap that was closing, Rasin has lost out there and is now stuck behind the Spaniard.
As Rasin Chai looks for a move out of Dunlop and towards Degner, it will be the outside, but El Reguri just back behind there because he realised the game is up on that one. Next up will be Alex Gillen, who's had a very quiet race but is somehow about to work his way into the podium positions here. And GB68, who of course was careered into the barrier after an incident with Alex Gillen, is only in 5th position as we see Michi Hoya try to stick it up the inside of the hairpin and take a moment. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. That's been cleared away. Alex Gillen up the inside of El Reguri. El Reguri drops down into 4th position. A marvellous effort from the Spaniard, but nothing can hold back the wave that is those faster tyre runners in this minute. So those people who've just pitted for intermediates are going to be going in, but that is Emphatic, who's just gone up the inside of GB68 and has gone backwards on the track.
On. So let's have a little look at picture in picture. This is the Alpha Tauri of Alex Gillen into the pits then. And do you think it's dry tyres that are going on there?
I think it is. I think it's maybe a little bit early, but you can't see any rain falling down on the track. Think back to qualifying when DRS enabled came up very early. I think that guy Vince also thinking about making the change. Someone who has got a lucky podium once in the past in Mexico, but he needs the rubber to green, does that guy Vince, and he's gone on to a pair of the red striped tyres, so they will be the grippiest. But is it the right time? They will be crossing their fingers. They want to see DRS is enabled this lap. On this lap, otherwise they will lose time to the people around them. But it is a bold move from both Alex and that guy Vince here, and GB68 he's someone who could maybe follow it in and make that bold move, but he hasn't followed them in. So let's see how this plays out for those two runners who have switched to slicks early, as we see Razin Shai and Michi Hoyer into the pits at the moment, and we'll see basically everyone pit. But I tell you who didn't pit, strangely, the race leader, Tom 97. So this is going to be for the lead of the Grand Prix here. Is Razin Shai and Michi Hoyer going to be able to get a jump on Tom 97? Razin Shai is close enough. I'm not sure Michi Hoyer will be, but this is going to be really important. We do have dry running until the end of the race now.
As you say, though, Tom 97 is still out there in the lead of this race with old intermediates on. Now, as we watch here, we've got that guy Vince versus Peya, and this then is the Red Bull on those warmed-up tyres that are now fired up, ready to go, and they could potentially get another couple of positions here, because just out of the pits is MSkyZ, and I believe Dirk Chocolate as well, all the way around the outside of their teammate in the S's there. Great move from that guy Vince, very, very good from them. And now will they do it as well with MSkyZ? You bet they will. Great bit of racing there from the Red Bull driver, managing to dispatch two cars through one of the most tough sections to overtake in all of Formula One. Brilliant bit of racing there from that guy Vince. We can see now that in the pits is Tom 97, and so we have him just coming out of the pits now then. So where is
21.5 seconds you'll lose. It was 20.5 seconds when he came in.
Here
He's going to lose this one easily. There we are.
Razin Shai takes the lead of the Japanese Grand Prix here in the Mystery Grand Prix round in the Creator Series, and he has a lead of several seconds over his rival. I say that, it's actually 1.5 seconds. But there we go, it's still a good lead regardless, because that will grow over the course of this lap because he has those tyres up to temperature. Tom 97 does not.
Because those soft runners are up for grabs, but Tia McMurdoch closing down on his good friend Alex Gillen. Up the inside, we've seen contact here from Alex Gillen already in this race, but he just leaves him that room. Alex Gillen maybe thinking about the riposte into the Casio triangle, but Tia McMurdoch cuts that one off. Tia McMurdoch up into fourth in this race, and he's done the Rainbow Challenge, and who knows, he could even secure a race win here. Let's see how the next 20 laps go. As there's a tow from a blue flag car up ahead that will come and help Razin Shai out a little bit, but Tom 97 looks to the inside and gets that move done, and I think that could be the lead change done for this race. We've got 10 laps to go here. Can Razin Shai do anything to fight back? Tia McMurdoch is going to be under pressure from Alex Gillen, and when I said Alex Gillen may not finish in the top 3 on the road for the first time in his Creator Series history, it's suddenly looking very, very different. 4 tenths is the gap behind the Aussie. The man who won last time out in Monza is chasing down the man who came second. Around the outside, it'll have to be a Ferrari and an AlphaTauri bumping together, wheel to wheel. And Alex Gillen is all over the place, sideways indeed. Tim McMurdoch has got into him, and these two are going to be coming very close together. Can Michi Hoyer pick up any of the scraps? Tim McMurdoch is going to slide back into first place there, but that was do or die defending by Tim McMurdoch, and it may have even just stepped over the line there, and Tim McMurdoch is in third position still, but I think we've got maybe one more overtake, 2 more chances of an overtake, and Alex Gillen knows it. 3 tenths is a back gap. Can Tim McMurdoch continue to hold off Gillen?
And at this point, it looks as though Alex could close in and get this move done even before they get to the chicane. There's a little bit of a smack up the back going on there between the pair of them. DRS checking goes on between the pair of them once more. It looks like Ben has got the DRS this time. I get another big slide. And now Michi Hoyer goes all the way through. Michi Hoyer goes through. Round the outside of Alex Gillen. And is he now also going to get the move done on Benjamin Daly? No, it looks like with the slipstream and with the RS for Ben Daly, that keeps Alex Gillen safe. And there's contact between the pair of them. Hoyer slams the brakes and doesn't lose his front wing, but he gets going quicker than both of them. Hoyer now gets P3. That has been a great bit of opportunistic driving there from them to be able to keep their heads while everyone around them was losing theirs. And that means now that Alex Gillen is most certainly going to finish off the podium in this race, 2.1 seconds off in this final lap, and Ben Daly will be heartbroken. He's given the place back by his friend, but that is a bit too little too late.
And it's going to be a double Mercedes podium, but Razin Shai for the race lead on the final lap is right on the back of Tom 97 here.
They are both really fighting this one. You can see both cars flashing that red light at the back there. Red light spells danger is what we've said before on Creator Series, but this time it doesn't mean danger at all for Tom 97, it seems. Instead, it seems like it might well be victory. Up to the line they go then. It's going to be so close, but it will be Tom 97 who takes the win at the Japanese Grand Prix. Razin Shai comes home a very well-deserved but bittersweet second place. And now we watch as the driver who kept themselves cool, calm and collected whilst everyone else around them was falling out and over themselves, comes through the final corner, and now, by special request of Hayden Gullis, Michi Hoyer gets a third place at the Creator Series.